LeBron James and his son, Bronny James, are going to be playing the next season together for the Lakers. If you guys haven't heard, Bronny James got drafted, like pick 52 or something like that by the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this is not me caping for LeBron James, okay? I'm more of a Jordan guy, more of a Kobe guy, okay? But the fact that the outrage around this from some people is that this is nepotism. After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace. Now, nepotism is the idea that people get certain position and status because of their family affiliation.
Yeah.
Who they're related to. And so they're saying Bronny's not good enough to be in the NBA, but because he's LeBron's son, therefore, he is in the NBA because of that. Okay, so here's some interesting things to consider about this. This is, from my perspective, again, this is not an endorsement of LeBron and everything he believes and stands for. This is how I see it. Is somebody being mad about this, to me, is hilarious. Like, this is the first time in history we're going to witness a father and a son play on the court together. Bronny, sure, not the best player at USC. Fair enough. Has some health issues. Fair enough. All of that is fair. However, the fact that I, as a dad, am extremely happy for LeBron and his son. This, to me, is super duper cool that they get to play together. That's awesome. Number two, LeBron James is the draw at the Lakers. That is who's selling those tickets. He's still top 10 best players in the league, even at his age. He's going to be 40 this year. So, massive draw on LeBron's part. Bronny is also someone that has a profile. You could say it's because he's LeBron's son or not. You know what's going to happen when they hit the floor together? It is going to be an iconic moment, and a lot of people are going to watch. And a lot of people are going to get their tickets and go see this because this is unprecedented. It's never happened before. I'm already waiting for the Lakers to drop their schedule because I'm going. As soon as I go, I'm going.
It worked.
So from a completely capitalistic standpoint, you make your star player happy. You give him what he wants. He wants his son to play. It's not like they lost anything by having him on there. Mm-hmm. You give him what he wants. You know what's also going to happen? A lot of people are going to go and make sure that these games are sold out. They're going to make more money. They're going to sell more jerseys. Here's the thing about nepotism. I think folks forgot how the world works. If you think that you're operating in a world where we are maneuvering within a pure meritocracy meaning you get to where you are because of merit, you are so checked out from reality. You moving on up in any positioning of any career, of any job, of any business is going to have way more to do with who you know and not what you know. Right? Now you got to be competent enough, right? But this is the part that blows my mind. How do people think about success being bad when the whole point of being successful is to put on your friends and family?
That's in a proverb somewhere.
Like, I want to be successful so that I can create opportunity for the ones I love, especially my friends and family.
No, I just want my name on a park bench.
At the expense of someone who probably is more capable of doing the job. That is why all of us work towards being successful.
That's also why networking is a thing.
That's why networking is a thing.
Because it's a second, it's a one removed relationship from nepotism, which is like, okay, you're not my bloodline, but you're my friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Networking, relationships, right? But like the idea that you don't put on your friends and family. You don't look out for the economic well-being of the people around you.
Yeah, I didn't have a ClickFunnels mastery plaque when you hired me.
Right.
We were just freestyling. Chris was just hard work. Chris was not nepotism. He was
right.
Chris was straight up just cold DMs.
Right. Shout out to Yolanda. She said, a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his grandchildren.
Hey.
Right. That's in the Proverbs. And so here's what I want you guys to understand. And this is going to be harsh. And just forgive me in advance. It is getting extremely more challenging to be successful. And by successful, I just mean fill in the blank of the American dream. It is getting substantially more harder to do the things that your parents perhaps were able to do. To buy a home, to go on vacation once a year, and to be able to, be generous, give to charities, have meaning behind your work. That is becoming extremely more difficult to do now than it was 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, it was harder than for the folks 20 years before them. That is just a fact. It is just getting harder. The cost of home prices is crazy. That's not changing. It's not going to change, which means this. If you are a worker bee, get in line, do the thing that everyone wants you to. If that's your prototype, man, you're in for a rude awakening. It's only going to get harder. If you are okay with living a quiet, super humble life below your means, disciplined, you're going to be fine. If you are okay with living a humble, disciplined life and you have that thing that I want to know what outliers do, because that's what we're talking about. Buying a home moving forward, you got to be an outlier, statistical outlier. Being able to go on vacation, you're going to be a statistical outlier.
Oh, man.
If you got that thing in you that goes, I want to figure out what the outliers are doing, you're going to be fine. The gap between the wealthy and the poor is going to expand.
Oh.
The middle class is going to shrink. And if you got that thing in you where I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to be the outlier, I'm going to study what the successful people have done, I'm going to figure out these. If you got that in you, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. If you don't, and you want to live like a king, you're in for a rude awakening. Because you can't have all the above. You can't live above your means and not be a freak when it comes to navigating this new market in this new terrain. You can't do that. You can't live on more than what you make and be able to do. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this to bring it back that and by the way, how you change any of this is through the people you're connected to. So guess what? My kids and Zach's kids are going to have it easier than I had it. And they're going to have, and I had it easier than my parents had it. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. So this idea that it's wrong for Lebron to throw his weight around and be like, I want my son here, is crazy to me. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I will leverage every relationship I have to make sure my son is set up to succeed. Absolutely. And so will you. When you have kids, then you'll understand what that's like.
I feel like the premise of as long as they're qualified is also not. It's what is qualification? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
character.
It's not like he's trash.
Yeah.
It's not like he's couldn't make the varsity team.
Yeah. Also, where do you think Bronny is going to perform the best? That's probably when he has the excruciating pain of his dad barking in his ear 24/7. Because he's actually playing. Because his dad was out of town a lot of his games. You know what I'm saying? And it's now he's going to have his dad on the court screaming at him.
Right.
He's going to have to go level up. I like hearing CP's takes.
So this is where we are. We are in a place where where arguably the biggest basketball star in the world is going to get to play with his son. I'm stoked for that. If I was in this situation, I would do every single thing I could to position my son in the exact same way. Now, Bronny will have to rise to the occasion, and we will all know very quickly if he doesn't. and he will either sink or swim.
Is it going to be Lonzo ball or is it going to be Melo ball?
Right, right. And so I think if he's built the way I hope he's built, which hopefully LeBron didn't give them too much of a cushy life, but I don't know. We saw what happened with Michael Jordan's kids. All of them flopped, right?
To the NBA too?
Did he get into an NBA?
Did the Michael Jordan's kids get into NBA? No,
not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
So he did not throw his weight around.
So if he gets to a place where he doesn't rise to the occasion, we'll all know. I think he's going to use all this criticism to fuel him.
Mm-hmm.
If Bronny, I think Bronny's going to use all this criticism to fuel him, and I hope he rises to the occasion. And if he doesn't, hey man, that was dope. We got to see a dad and a son play together for a few games, and then he got cut, right? But I think LeBron has earned enough to throw his weight around and get that. But to assume that LeBron doesn't get this right is just crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's just crazy to me.
CP highlighted, according to Ramsey Solutions' national study of millionaires, 79% of U.S. millionaires did not become millionaires based off an inheritance.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but that's true. That's my talking point, CP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my talking point.
Exactly.
It's actually, and it's like 63% of billionaires.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
That's true. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? It seems like it would be harder for somebody to pass down a solid.
Because you got to pass down the skills and the disciplines.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the skills and the disciplines are learned from the deficits, which is very difficult to pass down, right? But that doesn't mean that Bronny can't be the 19% or whatever that 20% is, right? Like that doesn't mean that Bronny can't be the outlier in the different direction.
Dag, Yolanda calling out her son. She said, "My son is privileged, too much so, not so much dog in him."
Dag, Yolanda.
Oh, you put that on the internet.
Yeah. I think CP brings up a great point though. Like, how do we navigate creating grit in kids that just have overall a good life? And that's difficult to do because there are some people that I know that had stable upbringings and lived comfortably, but they still got that fire in them. And they get the foundation of like, okay, I grew up in a home where my parents made six figures and I never wanted anything. And that created enough stability for them where they didn't inherit their wealth, but the stability of their home gave them the fuel to go and do amazing things. Right?
Yeah. Then it just comes into like, I feel like that's just very intentional parenting.
Very intentional parenting. So I think there is something to that. But I also think you could smother your kids with too much comfort, and that also is a disservice.
It's definitely it's equally a disservice almost.
Right. The incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.